Ndewo Umwoma. You're welcome to another special time with your amazing teacher, Princess Enyinna-Okoro, your favorite Igbo language coach online. This is a new season. You're welcome to the new season of learning at Kids Igbo Academy. The good thing about this season is that we're going to be having a lot of exciting episodes, a lot of exciting times. We're not just going to be learning our structured Igbo lessons as we do every Saturday. We're also going to be having some times of character education. We're going to be having times of learning true stories and all kinds of stories. And we're going to see ourselves becoming better and better na asusu Igbo. I missed you all and I hope you missed me too. All right. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be learning a story of courage, a story about someone who dared to try. Have you ever faced something that you knew you ought to do, but you didn't do it because you were afraid or because you were thinking that if I do this thing, I may not get it right? Now, this boy had all of those fears, but he still dared to try. And that story of courage is something I want you to hear so that your own courage can grow and you can be motivated to do big things and to do great things that you know are beneficial to you. But before we start our story, you know what we always do: like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to leave beautiful comments for us right on this video so that we know that this video meant so much to you and so that the algorithm gets to suggest it to many more children just like you. All right, now let's get into the story. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Chidi. Chidi was a happy boy. He loved to play, he loved to laugh, he loved to watch cartoons like you people. I know you like to watch cartoons or some TV shows, right? And that's exactly how Chidi was. Ọ bụ ezigbo nwa, ọ na-amasị Chidi igwu egwu, ọ na-amasị ya ịchị ọchị, ọ na-amasị ya ime ihe niile ụmụaka ibe ya na-eme, just like you. But there was something that Chidi didn't like. Chidi did not like speaking Igbo. A sị na anaghị asụọ Igbo, o mechie ọnụ, ọ ga-ekwuzi okwu. At home, Chidi's mommy would say to him, Chidi, say ụtụtụ ọma. And Chidi would just start smiling. Then he would keep quiet, like some of you. I know that's what you do. Sometimes you know what you're supposed to say, but you would rather prefer to keep quiet instead of saying what you know you should say. I got you. If you're like that on this channel, you're wrong. If you're wrong, because we have given you a lot of tools that can help to support your Igbo language journey. So, so why are you not speaking? If you need more support, you can come into classes and we will support you further. But you actually can. Let's get back to the story of Chidi, okay? Now, Chidi will keep quiet. And I say, Swoibo, or name Mechion, Swoibo, or Mechion, he doesn't say anything. He's just smiling. Or sometimes when his mommy tells him to say Ututoma, he'll say, Good morning, mommy. And his mommy will say, Chidi. Now, she had a solution. One day, she took Chidi to the village to see his grandmother. And when Chidi got to the village, he was very happy to see the village environment. Even grandma was happy to have Chidi. She was like, oh, my child, Chidi. She opened her arms wide and she hugged him. She said, no. And then Chidi was just looking at her. Like, grandma is speaking Igbo again. He did not answer in Igbo. He was just smiling. And grandma did not say it. She was just like, Chidi, you don't want to say anything in Igbo. But she left him. I said, don't worry, you're in the village now, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to guide you as you begin to speak asusu Igbo. So the next morning, you know what she did? When it was time for food, she brought the food to Chidi, and she told Chidi, this is your food. And in Igbo, we call it nri. And Chidi got to say nri. Grandma said again, nri, and he said nri. And then when it was time for water, she brought the water to him and told Chidi, this is called mmiri ngwakwuoya. Chidi said mmiri. She said it again, mmiri kwuoya. Chidi said mmiri. And grandma clapped for him. Some of you, you're here. You know that your parents like when you speak Igbo. Why not speak Igbo to them? They'll clap for you. They won't just clap for you. They are going to give you everything you want. If you want to make requests and you want your mom and dad to give it to you easily, so Igbo, I've given you a secret. This why an Igbo. They will be so excited and they'll be so proud of you. And before you know it, they're giving you what you want. Is that not something you like? So I want you to do that thing that you know your parents will love. Nah, sweet Igbo. Learn how to say those things that you know will make them happy. All right, let's get back to Chidi. Every day, grandma taught him a new word. We were playing it as a little game that he had between himself and his grandma. And then he was just having fun learning new words in Igbo. One day, Chidi was playing outside and he saw a goat. He didn't even know when he just screamed, Ewu, 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 because that's the Igbo word for a goat. So he had heard other children calling it Ewu and he had picked it up. But he didn't even know he picked it up. So what did he do? When he came out from his mother, he was like, wow, is this me? He was like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. He felt so proud of himself because he had learned something that had become a part of him and he could call it up easily without referring to any material. And that's your own target. We are teaching you all of these things. Kibido soa soa. Obu just ke one kete. Obu maka just akwụkwọ gị. We want you to also begin to say it, to call it up when you need to. Obu know what? So his grandma heard him and she laughed. She was like, yes, Chidi, mero fumezi nwa ibaleala. And then the next morning, when he woke up from sleep, grandma asked him, Chidi, kekime? And he said, Odima. And grandma was like, wow, that was so good. And she asked him more questions and he began to answer in Igbo. And grandma hugged him very tightly and said, Chidi, I am so proud of you. Imere ofuma, imela ka ezigbo nwafọ Igbo. Achọrọ m ka ị na-asụ ya mgbe niile. And Chidi said, oh grandma, m ga na-asụ Igbo mgbe niile. And from that day, Chidi stopped being afraid. He stopped being afraid of making mistakes. He started speaking his Igbo a little at a time. Just small here, a little here, a little there. He was not perfect, but he was confident and courageous enough to continuously make attempts. And guess what happened? The more he spoke, the better he became. The more he spoke, the better he became. To the point that when his mom came to take him back to the city where they lived, Chidi had already become a super Igbo speaker, that he represented the Igbo culture when it was time for their cultural day in school. And he did a good job of it. Everybody clapped for him. People were so happy. They gave him gifts, they gave him awards because they saw that he was a culturally intelligent child. And that is something that I want for all of you looking at me today. You have to start your journey. The lesson you can learn from Chidi are a lot of lessons. Put it in the comment section, whatever it is you learned. What lesson did you learn from Chidi? And how has Chidi inspired you to become a better child? Now, the first lesson you will learn that I have to offer from my own end, it doesn't mean you don't have your lessons. Still put your lessons in the comments, okay? So my lesson for you is that do not be afraid to try. What did I say? Do not be afraid to try. It doesn't matter if it's trying to learn how to start speaking Igbo, or developing the courage to just start your journey, or learning how to solve mathematical problems. Whatever it is that you have to learn, it's okay to learn. Right? You have learned a lot of things from when you were a little baby. You learned how to sit, you learned how to stand. So if you could learn all of these things, other things that are ahead of you to learn. So I want all of you to have an open heart. When you right? You have the capacity to learn. Don't be afraid to try. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is that it's okay to make mistakes. Sometimes some of you are shy. You don't want to speak Igbo because you feel people will laugh at you. Or what if I don't say it very well? Or you're feeling, what if I just say the wrong thing? What if what I said does not make sense? Say it like that. Your parents will correct you. And if your parents need more assistance, you can come into classroom and we'll help you together with your parents, and you find out that you're doing it. It's okay to make mistakes. Say it to yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. I didn't hear you. Did you say it? Say it again. It's okay to make mistakes. When I make a mistake, I can learn from my mistakes. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. And don't refuse to try because you don't want to make mistakes. Okuru water. The third lesson we can learn is that the more you speak Igbo, the better you become. Don't say, oh, this thing is hard, and you say, I'm not speaking again. Don't do that. Ị ga na-asụ ya, ịsụwa ya taa, echi ịsụkwa ya, nwanne echi ịsụkwa ya, ị na-asụ ya na-aga, you find out that you're becoming better. Mana ịkwụsị ịsụ ya, even the little you knew, you forget it. Yes, the little you knew will be forgotten. That's why you have to be intentional about improving and speaking it every day, every time. Use every opportunity you get with your parents, with your siblings, or your friends who are Igbo to speak asusu Igbo. Is that okay? I believe you have learned something from Chidi today, and I'm looking forward to your own lessons. Send it to me in the comment section, and I want to see evidences that you have started speaking. I want you to be sure that because of Chidi, you have learned to break out of your fear and you have developed the courage to start speaking as Igbo. That will be all for today. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to always watch, always like, always share to your friends and family, your other siblings, your cousins that would need to actually listen to these things so that they can join you and encourage you to speak Igbo. You have people you're speaking with. If you don't share it to your cousins and family members, who will be your Igbo speaking partners? You will have a lot. If you have friends at church, friends in school that are Igbos but don't speak Igbo well, send them this video. Get them to subscribe too, so that they can always be notified when it's time for us to post any new video. Okay? And with that, we come to the end of today's session. Don't forget, na sukwa Igbo, akanagini Igbo, amaka kodi.